Hey, what is up YouTube? It is Jared the Tech Venger here with my first video ever. Just want to give you guys a warm welcome. Thank you for dropping by, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It'll just help me to get better quality content to all you out there. Now, let's talk about the reason you stumbled upon my channel, and it's to see the iPhone X. Alright guys, so here it is, the iPhone X, iPhone X, whatever you want to call it. It is the iPhone in all its glory, and it is the 64GB version that I have here. Alright, so the box is very Apple-esque, I guess, if that's even a word. It's very minimal, has that embossed Apple iPhone on the front there, and the Apple logo on the sides. So I love just the way that Apple packages their products. It's one of a kind for sure, and other companies do try and imitate that kind of design just because it works so great for them. Alright, let's just move that plastic to the side, and we should be greeted with that Design by Apple in California brochure. Yes, there it is. That brochure with all the paperwork, and I guess the SIM eject tool will be in there as well. Let me just get that in focus and toss that to the side. And here it is, guys, the iPhone X. Looks beautiful. Just doing a quick look around. You see that glass back there. Compared to my Pixel 2 XL, this thing is very, very small. Like, I'm very impressed with the way that Apple is able to just shove everything into this tiny little body. That Pixel 2 XL is a 6-inch POLED screen, and the Apple iPhone X is a 5.8-inch screen. And look at just how big the Pixel is compared to the iPhone X. Very cool. I can definitely one-hand this phone, no problem at all. So we'll pull the plastic off and just get that glass back in focus. So the glass back is probably one of the main concerns. People have been saying that it cracks very easily. We will definitely want to put a case on this thing if you decide to buy it. We'll just flip over to the side here. Just looking at the side of the device, you can see that reminiscent design from the iPhone 3G and the 3GS, that slippery side. They brought that back. Not too much of a fan, but the rest of the device makes up for it for sure. And just at the bottom here, we have the Lightning port with the bottom facing speakers. They didn't have front facing speakers, which is unfortunate, but apparently these ones sound pretty good. So I will be testing that out in the full review. So be sure to subscribe and follow me when that review drops. And to this side, we have that standard nano SIM slot. No eSIM like the Pixel XL2, but we have that power button there as well too. It's a little elongated as well. Alright, let's look at the back of this phone with that dual 12 megapixel camera. Has an f1.8 and f2.4 aperture lens, perfect for low light photography and portrait photography, which we will be testing in the full review. And we can also see that it has that little camera bump there. That's for the optical image stabilization, just so you can get better stabilized videos when you're taking them on the go. If you're walking or running, it'll stabilize that, and that bump is there for a reason. So not a big deal. Over to the side, we have that Apple slider switch that has been coming on every iPhone since its inception. And we have the volume rocker keys. They are both separated, so that's good. That slider switch is probably my favorite feature of the Apple devices. You can just mute your notifications when you're just going into a meeting. Love that there. Alright, looking at the front of the device, we have that famous notch there, which holds the front-facing camera and the Face ID sensor, along with a bunch of other sensors. So let's just boot up the device here. And let me just talk about some of the buttons on the phone, it's not the power button that we press anymore. Apple has called it the side button as it does a lot more than just power on and power off the device. And powering off the device requires you to hit that side button plus the volume up key. All right, guys, so we are into the operating system. We are going to just delve into it here. Let me just click OK. Click on English. So we're just setting up the phone here. The one thing I don't like about Apple devices is that it requires you to have a SIM card when you're setting up the phone. So just to keep in mind for any of you guys who are planning on buying it without a SIM card, you do need to have an active SIM card in order to get past the setup screen. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let's just go past this quick start right here, and I will hook it up to Wi-Fi, and in the meantime we will just take a look at what is inside the box. The accessories that you get this charger, the standard Apple charger that most phones come with. I like the slim profile and the small design. That's one thing that Apple excels at, is making those charging bricks really, really small. And then the standard AirPods or earphones. The only difference is that it comes with a little dongle there that most people who have an iPhone 6s or below will not recognize. It's just a extra dongle because that iPhone 10 does not have a headphone jack. And we have the charging cable right here, the lightning cable, nice and neat. It's a little bit short, but you can always buy other ones online for sure. Okay, so let's put that back in the box, and we will toss that aside for now and come back to the iPhone. All right, guys, so here we are with the typical Apple welcome screen, the hello in 100 different languages. I love that, very minimal, very welcoming. Let's just talk about the display really quickly here, guys. On first impressions, it kind of looks a little bit washed out. I don't think it's because it's a subpar display. By far, this is probably one of the best displays on the market. It might just be because the brightness or the True Tone adaptive brightness is on. But I'll go play around with the settings, and I will also be using this device for the next week. So I will let you know if this is a problem. Probably not, but just to mention. Now, I will pop my SIM in here really quickly because I cannot get past this welcome screen without having my SIM card in there. Let me just pop it in, and here we are. Okay, so just activating the device, I'm going to swipe up. It does take a little bit of getting used to these gestures, but without the home button, it is going to be a bit of a learning curve. Nothing too much, nothing too complicating, hopefully, but we will find out in a minute here when I get this thing set up. So just as a side note, this iPhone comes in at 7.7 millimeters, which is incredibly thin, considering that it has so much packed into a tiny little frame here. So we will go ahead and set it up as a new iPhone. We won't transfer any data, and I will just input my Apple ID, and here we are getting through all the setup screens. The location services, obviously you can choose whether to enable or disable it based on what you want to do. It's there for being able to use the basic functions such as Google Maps and whatnot. Apple Pay will set up later. And Siri, obviously, some people love it, some people hate it. It's up to you. Now let's talk about this True Tone display. Alright, so the True Tone display is a feature that Apple has introduced into the iPhone 10, into iOS 11. It's basically there to adjust the screen according to your surroundings. So your ambient surroundings, it will adjust the screen temperature and the colors to match that, which is pretty cool. Haven't seen anything like that on Android, I guess on the Pixel line at least yet. So let's just go through here. Welcome to iPhone. All right, here we are. So let's just swipe up to go to the home screen because there is no button anymore. It's basically gestures from here on out. Let's swipe around. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the settings. Everything kind of looks the same as the iPhone 8 and iPhone 7 settings and all that kind of stuff. We just have more screen real estate to see everything. I love the display. Honestly, I've never seen anything with a screen to body ratio like this other than the Essential phone. But this is on a whole nother level for sure. I mean, the display notch, sure, a little unsightly, but you'll eventually get used to it. All right, let's swipe that away. So it's very easy to get used to these gestures, actually. Swiping away is not that big of a deal. All right, so let's look at, let's maybe open some apps and kind of swipe them away and just show you guys what it looks like. I love the animation that they have for swiping it away. It just goes back into their little icon. Uh, just open up music and see. Like, I honestly just can't get over how easy it is to just hold in one hand and operate. All right, I'm just going to bring up the camera. I just want to bring it up and take a quick picture just to see how quickly it loads and focuses here. It's definitely not a camera test. I will be doing that in the full review to come. But so far, so good. It looks like it took a quick picture here, and the operating system in general is very smooth. I shouldn't expect anything less. I mean, out of the box, this thing is very fluid. Some people do complain about iOS lagging a little bit over time. I've seen that with previous devices as well too, but out of the box, I could just say you will not be disappointed. This thing is very fluid and very fast. The gestures will take a little bit of getting used to. Like if you look here, I can get into an app, and getting into the app switcher is kind of a bit of a task, but I will get used to it at some point, I'm sure. Holding it down, it's a little bit different. You got to hold it down to swipe it away. Before, in previous versions of iOS, you could just swipe it right out of the app switcher, but this you got to hold down. So a little bit different. And like I said, the gestures will take some getting used to. I will try it out in the coming weeks and let you know how it goes. Alright guys, that has been my unboxing and initial review of the iPhone X. I will be doing a full review in the coming weeks, and I will be putting it up against the Pixel 2 XL. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment below as to what you want me to test on this new device. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget, when it comes to tech, Jared the Tech Avenger is there. I got your back.